Muzo was a 25-year-old student at one of Zambia's leading universities. His dreams were big, but his troubles were bigger. With only 10,000 kwacha left in his pocket, he faced a mountain of problems. That money was the balance he needed to pay for his tuition fees, without which he would not be allowed to sit for his final exams the following week. But life had a way of making things harder. Natasha, his girlfriend, never stopped demanding. She wanted money for hair, makeup, clothes, and dinners at expensive places. She wanted the latest iPhone, and if Muzo could not provide, she threatened to leave him for a sugar daddy who could. Muzo loved her deeply, and the thought of losing her haunted him. On top of that, he still did not own a laptop to help with his assignments. His life was a tangle of stress, and every night he lay awake wondering how he would survive. One afternoon, while lost in his heavy thoughts, Muzo noticed his friend Juma surrounded by people. Juma was laughing, dancing, and showing his phone around as if he had just struck gold. Curious, Muzo pushed through the crowd and asked,
"What's happening, my brother? Why are you celebrating like this?"
Juma grinned widely, holding up his phone.
"I just won 20,000 kwacha. Look here, I used only 1,000 kwacha, and I got 20,000 back."
Muzo froze, staring at the screen. His heart thumped faster. Juma explained how betting worked, how easy it was to play, and how simple it was to win. The words fell into Muzo's ears like sweet honey. If Juma could turn 1,000 into 20,000, then surely, with the 10,000 he had, Muzo could become rich and solve all his problems in one strike. That evening, back in his small hostel room, Muzo downloaded a betting app. He hesitated for only a moment before registering. To test the waters, he placed a bet of 50 kwacha. His heart raced as he watched the screen blink. Then suddenly, in bright letters, it announced, "You won K200. Muzo jumped up, shouting with excitement.
Just like that. 200 in seconds? This is the easiest money I've ever made.
He could not stop thinking. If 50 kwacha could bring him 200, what would happen if he used 1,000? He took a deep breath, placed the bet, and soon after, his screen lit up again. You won K3000. The joy that filled him was like fire. He rushed to Natasha with gifts, money, and a bright smile. That night, they dined together like royalty. Natasha was happy, and Muzo felt like a hero. For the first time in months, he felt like he had control of his life. The next morning, as the sun rose, Muzo lay in bed, staring at his phone. His mind replayed the thrill of winning. He saw himself in dreams driving big cars, living in a mansion, Natasha by his side calling him my millionaire. He smiled to himself and whispered,
"Today I will make even more. I am going to be rich."
But dreams often hide traps. Muzo started betting again. He won some, but instead of stopping, he placed the money back, convinced that he could win even bigger. Slowly, the wins became fewer, and the losses grew larger. His 3,000 vanished in the blink of an eye. A cold fear struck him, but he told himself he could recover. He used more of his tuition money, chasing after the wins that never came. His eyes grew red with stress as the night stretched into morning. Click after click, his phone showed only one message: "You lost. Try again." By dawn, Muzo's hands trembled as he stared at his phone. The balance was zero. His school fees, the very money his parents had struggled to give him, was gone. Muzo sat frozen in disbelief. His heart was heavy, his chest tight. His mind raced back to the exams next week, the tuition office demanding the balance, Natasha calling for more money, and the crushing truth that he had gambled away his future. When the campus woke that morning, Muzo walked quietly, his shoulders bent, his face pale. His classmates talked about preparations for the upcoming exams, but he heard none of it. His phone buzzed with Natasha's name on the screen, but he could not bear to answer. He switched it off and shoved it deep into his pocket. He had entered gambling with hope, but it had left him with nothing but regret. This was only the beginning of Muzo's story. Look out for the next chapter. What happened to Muzo next?